Did you know the NFL used to look like this? Then the field used to be this small, or that players didn't use helmets. Much has changed throughout the years. So, how did we get here? Well, it all started back in 1892, when the sport was stolen. England made up this crazy game called rugby. The only difference was, they made football extremely deadly, cause while they both didn't wear any helmets or pads, instead of tackling, football players would fist fight, bite each other's ears off, or even gouge each other's eyes out. It was so bad that by 1906, over 100 people had died from playing football, and thousands of others became disabled. But in 1920, football became a game instead of a crime, when a player named Jim Thorpe formed the first ever pro football league, and finally introduced some rules which stopped players from dying so much. They got some shoulder pads and leather helmets, told everyone to stop fist fighting, and legalized passing the ball. So now that things were official, they decided to name the league, calling it the American Professional Football Association, or APFA. 2 years later, they changed it, and in 1922, the world was finally blessed with the NFL. Now, there's 14 chapters in the NFL's history. And next up, we got 1922, an era where the league was terrible. There was no Super Bowl, no game schedule. I mean, the teams would literally play whenever they wanted. And when it comes to players, the pay was so bad, it wasn't a full-time gig. So the league was filled with milkmen and coal miners in jerseys. And let's just say that you were a fan that could look past all of that. Were you really gonna support the Columbus Panhandles, the Moline Universal Tractors, or whatever the hell this is? Yeah, those were real NFL teams. It was impossible to be a fan, and the NFL knew it too, because the league just wasn't growing. Over the next 20 years, things only got worse. I mean, the 14 different teams went bankrupt, and those that did survive had to take out loans to pay their players. Plus, the NFL wasn't even the best football league. College football was literally 20 times more popular. It was looking like the beginning of the end. But in 1949, the NFL came up with a genius solution, implementing 3 key changes that no other league had at the time. They added set game schedules, started televising games, and to help with reducing injuries, the NFL introduced plastic helmets. The inventor sure has faith in his helmet, or he's going to try it out himself. Come on, and now watch him take it, Your Honor. Right on the old beam. Yeah, along with some new teams like the Colts, Browns, and 49ers. And all these changes worked because the 1958 NFL Championship had become the most watched sporting event in TV history. See, the 2 biggest teams in the league, the New York Giants and Baltimore Colts, were facing off. And after going back and forth all game, the 2 teams went into the first ever sudden death overtime. So everyone and their mom tuned in. I'm talking 45 million people, literally 9 times more than the year before. And after the Colts took home the W, it became forever nicknamed the greatest game ever played. In the 1960s, a rival league was formed called the AFL, which introduced teams like the Texans, Chargers, Bills, Raiders, and Patriots. And their owners were way more rich and way more greedy, so they were trying to take the NFL down by any means necessary, like stealing their players, nabbing their TV contracts,